John.
Pleasure to be here.
Pleasure to meet you. It is indeed an honor to meet you second time. We met in California a couple of years back, but I didn't have a chance to talk to you. And I'm using this opportunity to actually ask a few questions that actually occurred when you were lecturing. And when you did this lecture again yesterday, it just refreshed everything. And funnily, I understood it better. You were so clear in your views and how.
Thank you.
Understanding it was amazing. So I wanted to ask you. Yesterday, you were talking about unity of physics, and then the unity of consciousness going down from the top. And you said the modern research shows that they are identical. What I would like to ask you is, when you came down the column of the unity of physics, you started with the 4 C's and the rest of it, and then it came to subtle level. And on the other side, in the parallel side, you started with consciousness and it came down. How did you reach a conclusion? I still have a little vagueness about it, but because the left-hand side, which is the hierarchy of the
physical world,
how this consciousness world is alive to me, while you have this physical world and you're coming down to something, a platform which is also alive.
Exactly.
And my problem is, how can something which is alive become physical? I can understand the consciousness side, but I can throw some light on that.
Well, ever since early in the 20th century, with the discovery of quantum mechanics, physics discovered that the inner structure of matter is pure life, pure intelligence. The appearance of what we call dead matter is only a surface appearance, like the classical tip of a deep, deep iceberg. Most of the iceberg you don't see. Only the classical tip. You don't see quantum mechanics, quantum field theory, unified field theory. But the deeper you go to the molecular, atomic, nuclear, and deeper, anything you call inert dead matter is gone. Even at those levels, it's all just shimmering intelligence. You get to the level of the unified field at the foundation of physics, the superstring field, and it is all just pure intelligence, pure being. And that pure intelligence at the basis of matter is the same pure intelligence, universal consciousness, at the basis of thought. So really the human being and human experience has the same source as everything else in the universe. The deepest aspect of you, the deepest aspect of your experience, of your consciousness, is the same unified field at the foundation of everything else in nature.
So what you're saying is the human body and the consciousness within it have the same base.
Source. In the unified field, which is Atma, the self, in the language of Vedic science, and the unified field, or Brahm, in the language of modern science.
I get it. Okay. So now, I want to ask you a second question, and that is there really a difference between awareness and consciousness?
Awareness, consciousness, here we're getting into very fine semantics. I think you could use the two synonymously, but if by awareness we mean aware of something, I'm aware of my hand, I'm aware of a concept, of a feeling, that's a little different from pure awareness or pure consciousness. Pure awareness, pure consciousness is aware of consciousness alone. Awareness, aware of awareness. That's samadhi. That's transcendental consciousness, pure consciousness. But when consciousness turns outward and starts to look at matter, objects, thoughts, feelings, that's no longer self-aware, that's now object-aware consciousness. So consciousness can be aware of itself. It's like the ocean, the waves settling down to pure ocean, pure abstract awareness. But when the ocean rises in waves, when consciousness rises in waves of activity, waves of feeling and thought and sensations, it's still the ocean, but now it's captivated by waves.
Okay, so this pure awareness you talk about, I take it that is what you mean by this Turiya state, is that right?
Pure awareness, turiya, samadhi, transcendental consciousness, all the same thing.
Okay.
And fundamental. It is the most important experience in life, and it is the experience somehow that 99% of people miss. And it kind of takes a technique to get there.
Right.
Initially, eventually no. But to first discover it, to become aware of one's self, one's unbounded universal ocean of inner awareness,
Right.
takes a technique.